Hello and welcome to 360 Sports on Trust TV. I am Emmanuel Fashimi. I'm full of smile this morning because of what happened last night in Cote d'Ivoire against all the Super Eagles. Rose up to the occasion and they were able to get 3 points in Group A of that encounter, playing against the host. You know what it means when you are playing against the host in a tournament. Then you definitely have to bring out your A game, bring up your A game, and that's what the Super Eagles did. They actually put their acts together and got the maximum 3 points and against the Elephants of Cote d'Ivoire, who are the host of the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations that is ongoing right now. Good result for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, and I know the 230 million Nigerians, both home and abroad, every part of the world, are actually happy with the Super Eagles, are happy with the team. They are happy with what they did, even though a lot of persons is not satisfied with the result. But the good thing is we got the maximum 3 points that will enable us to progress in the Nations Cup. A lot of people used to say Nigerians are not always satisfied, and I believe a lot of persons out there are not still satisfied, but it is what it is. The result is what matters, whether they got the go-through penalty or they got it anyhow. The main thing is for them to get the 3 points, and they got the 3 points, and they did the job. They got the job done. The defense was tight, and it was okay for us, and we have our 4 points in the bag. Though we are second in the group, but on goal difference, Equatorial Guinea tops that group. Cote d'Ivoire, the host nation, is third, and Guinea-Bissau with 0 points at the bottom of the table. All right, you know what it is. And for our viewers at home, you will have the opportunity to call in on the show, and let's hear your views. What rate that game against the Elephants of Cote d'Ivoire? Super Eagles performance against Cote d'Ivoire. The number will be displayed on the screen for you to hear your views. Let's hear from you. What did you really notice? Were you happy that the Super Eagles got all the 3 points? And there's definitely you notice 1 or 2 mistakes in the team in that game. What it is, but let's hear how do you feel after that game last night right there at the Al Hassan Katara Stadium in Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire. And I have Abba Michael, who will be joining me via Zoom all the way from Plateau State this morning to do justice to all of the other stories we have on the show. But the good news and the good thing is that the Super Eagles of Nigeria got the job done. And what are they saying coming in from the camp of the Super Eagles? They said they stuck, they stayed, they had a game plan, and they executed that game plan pretty well, and that is what the Eagles are saying. Our game plan worked against Cote d'Ivoire. The Eagles, definitely the Eagles perched on the elephant, and they devoured the elephant right there in Abidjan. I don't know if Abba Michael is ready to join us on the show. Abba Michael, good morning to you, and welcome to 360 Sports on Trust TV. Okay. Hello. Okay, well, we lost the audio voice of Abba Michael there. Please, if you can hear us loud and clear wherever you are, work on your audio so that we can also hear you. But the thing is, the Super Eagles of Nigeria are very in the driving seat right now. They are second on the table, like I said, because of the goal difference between them and the Thunder of Equatorial Guinea. But so far, so good. The Super Eagles have 3 points, virtue of playing a 1-1 draw against Equatorial Guinea in their first game, in their game opener, and then getting the maximum 3 points against the Elephants of Cote d'Ivoire. I know Nigerians are happy. The number will be displayed on the screen right about now. Rate the performance of the Super Eagles against the Elephants of Cote d'Ivoire. I want to hear our viewers at home. What is your take? What is your thought? What is your own perception? What's your own perspective positive about that game last night against the Elephants of Cote d'Ivoire. I know it's a good news because I saw some clips. I saw some clips of Nigerian in Cote d'Ivoire. They were really happy, and all of the entourage that left Nigeria for that game, and some fans and some media men and sports media men that went to Cote d'Ivoire, they were all jubilating. Okay, hello, your name and where you're calling us from. Hello, your name and where you are calling us from.
Good morning.
Good morning. Your name, please.
Mohammed Abdullahi. I'm calling from Adamawa State.
Okay, Mohammed Abdullahi from Adamawa State. Let's hear you straight up.
Honestly, it was a good match compared to our first match. Yesterday, there was a kind of a synergy, there was a teamwork, and they worked together, and they got the maximum 3 points. So we hope and pray that the spirit, the confidence will continue like this, so that we can be able to top our group. And the last time I called on your program, I reassure you that in 2013, nobody gave them any chance. And that we see a repeat of it in this 2023 AFCON. Honestly, we are going far, and we hope that maybe we even clinch the trophy, inshallah.
Okay, we are going far, like all the way from Adamawa State. 2013, the Super Eagles was not given any chance at all to lift the trophy, but against all odds in that particular tournament in 2013 in South Africa, they lifted the trophy. I have always said this on the show. Hello, your name and where you're calling us from.
Hello, good morning. I'm Jimmy Prince. I'm calling from River State.
Okay, from River State. Welcome to 360 Sports.
Thank you.
Let's hear you. I'm with you.
Yeah, yesterday you saw guys who are willing to, win the game. They came all out to fight for the fatherland. In fact, the zeal was there, the energy and the pace. And there was a teamwork yesterday too. But I think they should work more on the finishing. We'd have won that match with a 3 goals margin.
Okay.
But we were too anxious to score in front of the goal.
Okay. Yeah.
We should encourage them and also need them to understand that they need to do more in finishing. But there is a teamwork and there is a fight to put in work to do. So there was passion for the fatherland.
Okay. All right. They should. All right. Okay, thank you. All the way from Port Harcourt, they should work on their finishing. We would have gotten more than 1 goal in that game, and I know our coach, Pissarro, was definitely work on that. All right, Abba Michael is back with us. Abba Michael, straight up, let's hear your own side. The Eagles says they stuck to their game plan, and it worked well against the Elephants of Cote d'Ivoire.
Very good to be a Nigerian for the first time in God knows how long. And of course, the game plan they are talking about is summed up by our former coach and former player, Christian Chukwu, whose philosophy states that absorb the pressure and hit them on the counter. I think that was exactly the instruction they heeded to, perhaps not the instruction of Jose Peseiro, but that of Christian Chukwu. The Eagles were able to absorb the pressure and hit them on the counter. They are the hosts. And of course, the Eagles have been able to trash the hosts, the terrain area, of course. And we're happy that we got all 3 points. Winning can be ugly. We won it the ugly way. We may not be as fanciful, as stylish as we have wanted. Al Hassan didn't start, but then we're still able to. I think for the first time, I salute the defense. I think the defense was key in giving us this maximum 3 points. And the Ivorians had no answers because we had a solid backline for the first time in perhaps 12 years.
Yes, of course. We actually have a very strong backline, but I can tell you that we also felt the presence of Jose Pissarro. Now, one thing I noticed in that game was the game management from the players and the coach. He managed it very well. The substitution were key. The only substitution I have problem with was Moses Simon coming in for Samuel Chukwueze. But at the end of the day, I think the game management for the first time coming in under Jose Pizarro was top-notch. I rate that game management 95%. We're still talking about the Super Eagles. Our callers, you can call in on the show. The number will be displayed on the screen. And let's hear you rate your own performances of the Eagles against the Elephants of Cote d'Ivoire. Still talking about the Nations Cup and the Eagles. Let's quickly look at other results that were played last night. It was a cracker, the clash of titans between the Pharaohs of Egypt and the Black Stars of Ghana. Black Stars went ahead in that game. Okay, hello, your name and where you're calling us from.
Hello.
Hello, your name and where you're calling us from.
Okay, Ross from Jos.
From Jos. Okay, let's hear you.
Yes, sir. I want to talk about the Super Eagles.
Go ahead, go ahead.
They are playing well, and the more problem we have in the Super Eagles is that we don't play teamwork like that.
We don't do what?
We don't play a teamwork.
Okay.
Football. Everybody wants to score. I can't happen like that. If you have an attacker, you're supposed to feed him with the ball so that he will use it. But everybody wants to show himself. They are raising their shoulder.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
What you need from them is to play with passion for the country, not for their own benefit.
Okay. They should play with passion.
We need them to play with passion so that at least if you are supporting, we give them the word of encouragement.
Okay. All right, thank you from Jos. They should play with passion. That is what our caller from Plateau State, Jos, is saying that they should play as a team, and also the passion should be there. Okay, let's have the result quickly back on the screen so that Abba Mike can react to it. Equatorial Guinea trashed Guinea-Bissau 4-2. That was the first game. And Ivory Coast, the second game of the day, lost to Nigeria 1-0. You already know that. And then the last game of the day was Egypt against Ghana, and it ended 2-2. Both teams actually needed a win at all costs, but at the end of the day, it ended on a 2-2 draw. The first game for Egypt against Black Mambas of Mozambique was 2-2, and then Ghana lost to Cape Verde 2-1. So I think after the Super Eagles game, another game that lived up to his billing was that game between the Black Stars and the Pharaohs of Egypt. Abba Michael, what do you make of these two teams ending their own game on installment?
Yes, I mean, talking about Egypt versus Ghana, that was a clash of the titans. That was a thriller in Manila. And both teams came with a 4-2-3-1 formation with a target and tactics to neutralize counterattacks. That did go well for both teams because they were able to neutralize each other and ended up in a 2-2 draw. I felt sad for Egypt when Mohamed Salah left at the stoppage time in the first half, but Omar was able to sit up to the billing, and despite the flurry of goals from Mohamed Kudus, you know, the game had so many Mohammeds. 3 Mohammeds of the 4 goals. I think we had like 3 Mohammeds scoring. Yeah. And Egypt were able to rise to the occasion. Despite being down on 2 occasions, they had to claw back and on level terms to even the game. I think it was truly both teams played with purpose. Both teams played with passion and drive to ensure that they don't get thrown out early in the AFCON, because they are both giants of Africa. They are both former winners, and they proved just that in that pulsating, epoch-making encounter.
Yes, in that very great encounter between these two teams. That's one of the oldest fixtures when it comes to football matters on the continent of Africa. That's with the national team. That is between these two sides. They've played more fixtures than any other team on the continent. All right, let's look at, okay, hello, your name and where you are calling us from.
I'm calling from Cote. My name is Jordan.
Your name again?
My name is Jordan.
Aminu, all the way from Kaduna. Okay, let's hear you. Hello, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, the team they played well, but my issue is that our midfielders need to be feeding the strikers with the ball so that he will use it.
Okay. All right, they need to play as a team, and then the midfielders need to feed the strikers to get the goals for the team. All right, Amino, thanks for calling on the show. Okay, let's have the fixtures. There are games that will be going on today, the continuation of games. Let's look at the fixtures in other groups. In Group B, it's going to be the last game in Group B. That is their second game in Group B. Cape Verde will take on Black Mambas of Mozambique. That is another game that we should be looking at for today. And then in Group C, Senegal, the big one tonight, will be between Senegal and Cameroon, two champions. And then Guinea will take on Gambia. I know the match everybody will be looking up to is that of the game between Senegal and Cameroon. Hello, your name and where you are calling us from.
Thank you.
Hello.
John calling from Benin.
Your name again?
I am John calling from Benin.
Okay, John from Benin. Go ahead and we are with you.
Thank you so much. The tournament yesterday was a little bit entertaining, but
okay,
there are so many things that we saw that it's not really ideal to the tournament, especially at our own side of Nigeria.
Yeah. Okay.
So today we are not too happy until when we now score that of goals through the what do you so call it? The day when they called when we see that yes, we really have the mistake as made by other teams, and of course the leader made it by score that goals. There is no teamwork at all. What we saw there yesterday is a big challenge for we viewers.
Okay. All right. What John is saying is that no team. I can hear you. Go ahead. Okay. All right. John is saying there's no teamwork. A lot of the callers this morning are saying there's no teamwork. Okay, Michael, let's quickly look at this game. Cape Verde against the Black Mambas of Mozambique, the first game of the day.
Yes, I mean, Cape Verde have shown that they are not pushovers. They have shown that they can take down any team. We saw what they did in the first game, winning 2-1. They have shown that they may be small in size, few in population, but gigantic in performance. And Mozambique also were able to show Egypt that they may not be a giant, but they could take down a giant. And it was a last-minute penalty by Salah that saved Egypt. So it's also going to be a cracker. It wasn't supposed to be a cracker, but because of their performance in the first game, they have shot themselves to become a team to watch. The big ups for me, the main game for me today is the Lions against the Lions. The indomitable Lions against the Terenga Lions. So when two lions meet, it is the ground that will suffer. The Cameroon, a former champion 2017, and of course, Senegal 2021 are former champions going head-to-head. They've won each of the last two meetings. They've won 1-1. And I think I'll still pick Senegal to go all the way to get this victory for the fact that Mane is not the only player that Senegal relies on. And that's the reason why I'll be picking Senegal to get this victory. Okay,
you are picking Senegal to get the victory. What of Cape Verde and the Black Mambas of Mozambique? Who wins?
Yeah, I think I see a score draw in that game because Cape Verde have shown their attacking prowess, so also Mozambique. And so I preempt a score draw against Cape Verde versus Mozambique.
Okay, a score draw between Cape Verde and Mozambique. All right, let's go ahead on the show while we wait your call. Let's quickly go straight to the EPL. Let's start. It's a good news for us, for the Super Eagles, though. We still have the World Cup qualifiers to play and the World Cup to come later in 4 years' time. Now, for Taiwo Awoniyi, let's start with Taiwo Awoniyi in the EPL. It's a good news that he's coming back to full fitness, and maybe in less than maybe 2 weeks' time, we should be seeing Taiwo Awoniyi back. Because of this same injury, he didn't join up with the Super Eagles. His name was on the 40 provisional list that would have been in Cote d'Ivoire, but at the end of the day, because of injury, he has to pull out of the Nations Cup alongside Victor Boniface, the other Victor Boniface in the German Bundesliga. But the good news is Taiwo Awoniyi is back. He's coming back gradually to full fitness. Like I said, in 2 weeks' time, we might just have Taiwo Awoniyi back playing club football for Nottingham Forest. You know, they have a new coach, that is Nuno Esperanto, who's also happy that the young man, the striker, is coming back to full fitness. All right, quickly, just one word about Taiwo Awoniyi coming back to full fitness from you, Michael.
Yes, it's a good news because they preempted 4-5 months on the sidelines. But we are glad that after 2 months he's back. They are looking at the August player of the month. He scored 6 goals and I think 4 assists in his first 10 games. I think it's a good one to have him back. He would have been the one to substitute Victor Osimhen, not Onuachu, had he been in the lineup. So we are happy as Nigerians for a player of ours.
Okay, we are happy for a player that is Taiwo Awoniyi. Let's stay with the EPL quickly. Let's look at this one. It's a good news also for a club in the EPL, that is Brentford FC, who their front man, after breaching the betting rule, Article 232, right there in England, that is Ivan Toney. After the ban, he's coming back to the side. He might just he might just be on the lineup for Brentford over this weekend in the EPL. All right, let's leave EPL and go straight to the United States of America. When we mention the US, you know what we'll be talking about, not football, but one of the biggest games in the US and in the world, that is basketball. And also this news concerns a Nigerian, a former Nigeria D Tigers coach, that is Jordan Iwora's son now. That is Iwora, I beg your pardon, his son now has now moved to Toronto Raptors basketball club in the United States of America. Michael, I know this is a game you love so much, and for this player, the good news is that he's a Nigerian. He has played for the D Tigers. He's still playing for the D Tigers. Now he has joined the Toronto Raptors.
Yes, I'm so happy because he's one of the few players in the NBA that have opted to play for Nigeria. He's one of the few players that comes home every offseason. He got drafted into the NBA as the number 45th pick 4 years ago, 2020 draft. He got into the Milwaukee Bucks. He won a championship, NBA championship with Adetokunbo in Milwaukee Bucks in 2021. So you are looking at a world champion there for the Milwaukee Bucks. And then he was traded to Indiana Pacers, where he averaged 13 points last season. But this season he's averaging 7 points. And now he's going to Toronto Raptors. And Toronto Raptors are giving up arguably their best player in Pascal Siakam. An all-NBA second team. That is the second best in his position in the world. But he's leaving for Jordan Nwora and 2 other players. So it's a good one. I believe Raptors will give him a platform to develop, playing alongside RJ Barrett and Emmanuel quickly in Toronto Raptors.
Okay, still talking about the NBA. Now let's look at results of games that went down last night also. Okay, let me say early hours of the morning. Let's quickly look at the result of those games. We have Washington Wizards, who lost to New York Knicks 109 to 113 points. And then the Chicago Bulls beat Toronto Raptors by 6 points, 116 to 110. The Raptors that Jordan and Iwora just joined. Oklahoma City Thunder beat Utah Jazz 134 to 129. That was a close one. Memphis Grizzlies 103 lost to Minnesota Timberwolves, who has 118 points. And then for the Indiana Pacers, they blew away Sacramento Kings, 119 points for them. That's for Indiana Pacers. And then 106 for Sacramento Kings. Michael, you just have to run over this result quickly because the time might just be against us. But let's quickly look at the result. Start Washington 109 and New York Knicks 113 points.
Yes, I mean, New York Knicks are the most difficult team to beat right now. I mean, yes, they have a certain Julius Randle that can give you 25 points, I mean, every game. They have a quintessential point guard who is just 6'1", that takes the load of scoring, especially in the fourth quarter. But I especially want to comment on Indiana Pacers because we have a certain Benedict Maturin who just came in as a substitute, but because the best player is injured and the best player is also the best point guard in the NBA, talking about Tyrese Haliburton, he is out right now, but Maturin stepped in with 25 points, 5 assists, and 3 rebounds. I want to really commend that. Even though Keegan Murray tried for the Sacramento Kings, he was able to drop 27 points and 9 rebounds. And of course, Domantas Sabonis had a triple-double, 21, 10, and 11, but it was still not enough. But I must give kudos to Minnesota Timberwolves for beating black and blue the Memphis Grizzlies, who are without their best player in Ja Morant. Yes, we saw Anthony Edwards, the Michael Jordan of his generation, doing great with 28 points and 8 rebounds.
Okay, doing great with 28 points and 3 rebounds. All right, Michael, thanks for joining us on the show on Trust TV, and also to our callers. It was a wonderful one calling on the show, telling us how they feel about the Super Eagles, and a lot of the callers talking about teamwork. I know the Super Eagles are listening, they are hearing. Jose Pizarro is also listening. They should play as a team and not as individual. When it comes to individual talent, I know we have them in the Super Eagles, but team, that is what we need. And for Jose Pizarro, congratulations to him. One thing I picked from that game was the game management for Jose Pizarro and all of the players. They managed the game so well, despite playing under intense pressure. You saw how the players handled that pressure, and the coach himself, he didn't rush to make those substitutions. And also, I want to give thumbs up to our new goalkeeper, Stanley. But Michael, quickly before you go, for Stanley Nwabali, just one word for that man who has come in to replace Francis Uzoho in between the sticks for us.
Yes, he is never a mistake. He is cool, calm, and collected, and I think Pizarro made the best choice in selecting him as an intimidating goalkeeper in this AFCON.
Okay, that is it on the show. 360 Sports for Stanley Nwabali. That is a good one coming for a debut goalkeeper doing so well. All right, that is where we'll leave it on the program this morning. I am Emmanuel Fashimin. Say thanks for watching.